Welcome back, everybody, to our second and final series of today in the WePlay Dota 2 tournament for Group B action. It's going to be Team Dignitas up against 4FC. 4FC, who we just saw split games with DTS 2010. We're going to take a quick look at where we stand in the group and then hop ourselves into the game. It's Group B action, and right now things are just starting off. Things are just getting fresh here. We've got Dignitas, 4FC, Empire, EG, and DTS sitting in Group B. Right now, DTS, 4FC, both 1-1. Dignitas, one of the teams who you'll be looking at to contest over the top two spots as far as advancing onto the next stage, onto the playoff stage of this bracket. They need to really start things off with a win, but we're going to hop ourselves into the game. I'm Gods. Joining me, of course, is Lumi. How are you doing, Lumi? Are you with me?
I am doing fine, and I think it will be fairly disappointing for Team Dignitas if they don't make it out of this group. Sure, there's EG as well as Empire on the other side, but coming into this tournament, they should feel like they could at least come out of the group stage. Obviously, I think it really comes down to whether Team Dignitas is going to drop games to teams like 4FC and DTS 2010. And of course, the heads-up match, if they could take a game, for example, off of EG or as well as Team Empire, then Team Dignitas should feel fairly confident moving out of the group stage. But that's really far down the road. I guess we should talk about Team Dignitas. Since you've been casting them in MLG, you know a lot more about this team than I do, so give us a download about this team, please.
Well, they've been dominating MLG, which comes as no surprise. It's sort of your upcoming North American teams apart from Dignitas. I think the one big thing is there's no real trend as far as their picks and playstyle has been concerned. They've been just mixing things up a bit, going with some aggressive offensive try lanes, picking carries when they need, and just I don't think there's any really one go-to plan that they've had, just because of the fact that it's a pretty low-key tournament for them as far as they haven't had to put in too much thought or effort to actually win those games in the MLG tournament. But here at the WePlay in Group B, they're going to have a much tougher time. They're not actually playing with Fog. Fog generally playing one of their solos. They're playing with Mason, who I suppose is actually a stand-in for them with Fog not here. But I don't think Mason are fairly well-known NA Dota player. I think he's like top 5 in the IXDL Invite League, so definitely a capable stand-in. And I think Dignitas are definitely looking to be a strong team, but so far they've looked like a strong team of individuals rather than a strong team.
Yeah, Korok, obviously, we've seen him dominate in the Quantic of the past. I'm talking about in the 2000 TI2 qualifier matches, where he basically carried Quantic Dota to the throughout with his morphling and whatnot, and Stormsphere, obviously. Obviously, I think he's going to be playing with a similar role. 1437 is going to be the drafter so far, coming out from LGD International. But for now, Team Dignitas got themselves a Bat Rider, being a second pickup team, or being a first pick. They left, obviously, Wisp and Bat out of the batting pool, and of course 4FC abandoned. And 4FC, very interestingly, dislikes OD more than the Bat, which I agree with that sentiment, but Bat Rider by far kind of a lot harder of a hero to deal with.
That's what we saw in our opening series with 4FC, where Bat Rider was in both those two games, and I think it lost both of them. It lost the second game, and it lost the first game as well. So Bat Rider 0-2 for today in the WePlay Dota 2 tournament. Team Dignitas, though, will be looking to sort of fix things here as far as Bat Rider is concerned.
I don't think Bat Rider needs any fixing, aside from, well, he obviously does. I don't think anybody needs to fix his win rate because it's absurdly high already. But Naga Siren and Lone Druid is going to be the opening game gambit here for 4FC, which is something that we've seen in the past as Naga sleeps, as Bat Rider initiates, and then you kind of go from there. Lone Druid is a hero that we haven't seen too often. I still personally think he is amongst one of the top tier heroes, but not many teams do think so, as he's often unseen at all completely.
Yeah, he really does get ignored. Alliance will still pick him out every now and then, but that's when you've got to play like Bulldog on your team. But it seems teams are just not really having as much faith in the hero as they once did. But for FC, I believe Krilly generally plays his hero. We've seen Strangby play the offlane and the Weaver and stuff, so maybe even he goes onto the Lone Druid. But for now, you don't really want to. You're looking at Lone Druid played as either your mid hero or your offlane hero, and having some kind of a tri lane with Naga Siren. And Lone Druid, of course, can always do the 1v1 matchups in safe lane, but Disruptor, wow.
Team Dignitas.
Yeah, we're looking at some decent utility heroes that are fairly good against Blinker and Bat Rider in general. Queen of Pain especially is a fairly easy gank of Queen of Pain. You drop a couple of nukes at her, she blinks away. Of course, when you have Lightning Storm providing vision, that's one of the biggest addition and buffs to Disruptor. Thunderstrike, of course, now give vision, so when you cast Thunderstrike on Queen of Pain, she blinks away, and then you use your long-ass 1600 range of Glimpse, you send her back, and without Blink and the fact that she's very squishy, you're generally going to nail her down. Also, the fact that you can ensnare and prevent Blink to even happen in the first place, they have a ton of weapon to deal with Queen of Pain overall. Now, with that said, you're dealing with supports that aren't exactly good at supporting, I want to say.
Yeah.
They don't really have true lockdowns, and that's where you really want to be
I
at.
think Dignitas will just be looking to punish 4FC in the laning stage because Naga Disruptor is not going to offer a whole lot. There's no real killing potential there. It's even hard to defend whatever carry they're going to be tri-laning with, so...
I mean, at the same time, if you pick up a Marana or something like that, suddenly you have a ton of killing potential. Ensnare into arrow, Thunder Strike, right click, right click, right click, and of course Riptide in the middle of that.
10 seconds
That can be
remaining.
pretty good.
Alright, well, Team Dignitas, if they want to get
5
aggressive, they need
seconds
something...
remaining.
It looks like they've got their two solos as far as Batrider and Queen of Pain's concerned. They've got the
time.
Bane. Actually something we've seen them do every now and then is something like the Bane Marana offensive tri-lanes, or Bane Troll Warlord. And that's something which is really hard to do with. I'm surprised we haven't seen more Troll Warlord since IG used it in all 3 games of the Cena Cup Grand Finals. I think that's a hero which really got shown to its full potential there by IG.
Yeah, certain teams really love the Troll Warlords, such as Kaipi. They play on both Eternal Envy's 1 role and Sing Sing's 2 role. Other teams kind of just perhaps not too confident or not really practicing with the hero too much. I think he does requires a certain different type of playstyle and playset. Because and there you go, the Marana gets picked up by 4FC,
Team
and it
Dignitas'
shouldn't come off
turn
as a
to
surprise
pick.
because you're picking up 2 supports that really lack the disable. So you need your carry or whatever your trialing farmer to have that disable. And critically, they also ban out a Batten, which could aphotic shield away anything and allow your whoever that's going to initiate upon to run away safely. So it's a telltale sign that Murano is going to be the next pick.
Yep. Well, Team Dignitas going to have that denied from them, so they're going to have to look to get something else as far as their
10
tri-lane is
seconds
concerned. But
remaining.
I like the Marana. I think it does add a nice element of killing potential with
5
this
seconds
tri-lane.
remaining.
They're not that strong at level 1, but once they get sort of level 2, level 3, I feel they can actually do a decent amount of damage
time.
output with a level 1 ensnare, level 2 in the Riptide, and setting up an arrow. You can be looking to almost get a guaranteed kill. Dignitas, it looks like they're going to switch back to
Dire
maybe a more
team
defensive playstyle here. They pick up themselves up a Chen. Probably going to just be run as in his own jungle. You don't look towards Dignitas going with any sort of an offensive dual lane or tri lane here, and I think they may just even sack the off lane depending on how much they feel Batrider can get accomplished
10
there.
seconds remaining.
Guys, I think we have had our disagreements in the past about the
5
level 1 killing
seconds
potential of the
remaining.
Naga Marana +1 lane.
Oh,
Because come on, ensnare into arrow is
Reserve
legit stuff,
time.
but
it's all about the Riptide.
it's all about the Riptide, and that one time that Goblik did not skill ensnare and didn't miss a kill because of it. I still remember that game. And
It was-
flaming AUI for skilling Riptide early. But, you know, it's all good. Team Dignitas gonna pick himself up a Chen, which I don't want to say it's denying a pick to 4FC, because in theory 4FC could go Chen Disruptor as their support, Naga's farming, and when you have Chen Lone Druid, that's a fairly scary push. At the same time, you know, how are you going to defend against Lone Druid push is my
Team
question, because you
Dignitas'
have
turn to
Firefly
battle.
as your defense. I see 4FC, if they pick up Juggernaut or something like that as a healing ward, potentially to... Well, maybe healing ward is not that good against Chen creeps, but something that's a really sturdy pushing hero, and I don't think Team Dignitas could deal with
10
something like that.
seconds remaining.
I guess the main problem there is how do you look to lane things? Because if you
5
put Marana
seconds
into a solo
remaining.
lane, Marana's not going to do too well in most 1v1 matchups here against either Queen of Pain or Batrider. Can't really offlane all too
Reserve
well.
time.
Otherwise, you need sort of a solo mid for 4FC. Unless you're putting Lone Druid mid, then you need some kind of a side lane solo. So I feel Juggernaut and these heroes, I mean, while great, would have a fantastic mid-game lineup, the laning stage is just going to be really weak
Juggernaut.
for 4FC.
Juggernaut lanes well against Quap. You don't... Have you not
1v1
ever seen
mid?
that matchup?
Dire
Yeah.
team
You just play for your spin the Shadow Strike. And then you harass. I'm not even joking about this. In the past, there was a time, like, I think 5-6 months ago before TI3 happened, at least in the NA Dota scene, we saw teams just Juggernaut against Queen of Pain mid. Now, it hasn't stuck around. Perhaps it's actually not that effective, but teams have tried that in the past. I still don't think Juggernaut would be a good pick here, but my point stands the fact that if
10
Team Dignitas
seconds
doesn't have a really, really, really good counter pusher coming in from one of the carry role, which, by the way,
5 seconds
Gyrocopter gets
remaining.
banned out, then what are you going to do to defend against the push? Laning-wise, I think they're okay. Marana, Naga,
Reserve
Disruptor,
time.
that's going to be a tri-lane. Lone Druid is
Yep.
going to be your solo, so 4FC, all they have to do is pick up yet another solo, and Darkseer.
Team Dignitas
Is the last
turn
pickup here.
to
How does he
pick.
make it that far in
I
the
don't
pool?
know. I don't know. We've seen Bat Rider making it this far. We've seen Wisp making it this far,
Yeah.
so I guess
Alright.
Darkseer's okay.
Well, we look to or Darkseid can mid or offlane, but it looks like we'll see probably offlane Darkseid with the Lone Druid in mid. I don't think you want to put Darkseid mid. I mean, Darkseid can go okay against Queen of Pain just by sitting back and iron shelling, but most likely we look towards Lone Druid in a 1v1 against Queen of Pain. Not the easiest matchup
10
for Lone
seconds
Druid, but if you
remaining.
get some fast Tranquil Boots, you do sort of hold out there.
Razor.
Okay.
So I imagine this is going to be a Queen of Pain play defensively on the safe lane. And put your Razor Soul mid against Spear, because that is a free zappy zap on the damage steal.
Yeah. And the way Dignitas have been playing is Korok is generally they're either their offensive tri-lane farmer on like some kind of carry here or their safe lane farmer. He doesn't generally go mid for this team. It has been Infinity as well as Fogged playing their solo mid and off lane. Lately Infinity on the solo mid, so it looks like we may go towards that Razor solo mid.
Yeah, Razor Soul mid, and you're going to have defensive Quap, Bane, and of course Chen tri-lane, if you want to call it that. I think this is actually a fairly smart draft and response coming out from Team Dignitas. Korok on the safe lane, he's going to play a little bit more ahead, and if he's going to get initiative on things like ensnare into arrow, all PPD needs to do is nightmare and time it in such a way that generally half a second before the arrow hits you, you nightmare. The nightmare itself grants 1 second of invulnerability to Queen of Pain, and obviously you take the back the nightmare with attacking, disable it yourself, and you should be okay. It sounds, kind of out there in terms of sequencing and me talking about it, but I'm pretty sure that's what 1437 has in mind.
Yeah, I'm wondering what 4FC look to do as far as lanes go. Do they try and change things up now that whether or not they expect the Razor mid? I feel like if they offensive tri-lane, it's not going to accomplish a whole lot because Bane Queen of Pain can just play super defensive, not give up any kills, and then later on Chen just comes to the lane. But well, Korok is maybe building towards just going mid lane. It looks like he is kind of camping around that middle lane for the time being.
Okay, so this is going to be your defensive Razor and your Bane dual lane, which is still not too bad. You could link and then sleep, and then obviously with your Chen's creeps coming back in, that's going to be okay. But defensively, that lane actually gets killed quite easily.
They're undecisive. Korok walked down middle lane. Now Infinity is going back. We'll introduce the two teams before we get too much action in the way and figure out what our lanes are. Over on the Dire side, it's going to be 4FC. We've got the stand-in Juicy playing the Naga Siren. We've got Strangby on the Mirana, Boomski on the support Disruptor, Krilly going to be playing Lone Druid, and then Blom going to be playing Darkseer.
Meanwhile, here for Team Dignitas, one of the favorites to actually do okay in this Group B, we're going to have 1437 going into the enemy jungle, probably just popping down a couple wards. 1437 is going to be playing Chen. Infinity is going to be playing your Razor. Seems like we're going to be dodging the tri-lane here. PBD, the support Bane going up top. We're going to see Korok going mid, which is another option that you had, which is dodge your tri-lane altogether. And then Mason on the Bat Rider is going to be a defensive safe lane bat, trying to deal okay against this tri-lane, which is fairly tough. You eat an snare, you're dying.
Do you think Dignitas expected the offensive tri-lane to decide in these lanes, or were they hoping for a Bat Rider in a 1v1 against the Darkseer?
I think it's a fair and a very safe guess that they did expect it. So, and now you can see the rotation coming back, and perhaps 4FC realizing that the tri-lane on the other side is dodging them, so they're going to just go back up top. So at the end of the day, you're going to have a 1v1 between Mirana and Bat. And Mirana doesn't really have access, or actually spots to a quick Magic Stick. He's going to just sell a G branch for a Magic Stick, which is something that you should be doing. There you go.
Yeah, and Lone Druid, as far as the tri-lane is concerned, isn't going to offer a whole lot here. This is not going to be the best way for 4FC to lane things. They want the Mirana with the two supports for the killing potential, but instead they're stuck with Lone Druid up here. Maybe who can rotate bottom, but that's going to waste a lot of time and experience and miss farm as far as that Mirana and Lone Druid are concerned. So it looks like they're not going to actually rotate these heroes in. 1437, already with the Centaur picked up on his Chen, they're easily able to contest this tri-lane versus tri-lane.
Yeah, and obviously on the mid lane, we're going to see a Queen of Pain versus Darkseer matchup. That is definitely a Queen of Pain kind of advantage. Sure, Iron Shell is going to be decent, but you're never really going to get too much CS because of it. And of course, you're not going to harass Korok too much with the Iron Shell, although Korok harassing himself by drawing the creep out.
Well, Korok's still doing, going for a heavy harass. He probably even look towards the Shadow Strike, pick up at level 3 again. Just to put as much heat on this Darkseer as possible. Meanwhile, top lane, there's a bit of a contest over the pool. When you've got Chen creeps to help act as a buffer as well as to help you last hit this, it's really easy to contest this. Even just casual War Stomp being used just to help with the last hitting and provide some extra stuns. So this is just Dignitas looking to be as annoying as possible at this top tri-lane. Krilly can farm okay under tower with the Lone Druid Spirit Bear to help tank things up, but he needs to be very wary of maybe getting dived fairly soon if Chen gets a good creep to dive him with.
I'm surprised the fact that 4FC is trying to get a couple of last hit steals, and of course a camp magically spawns, because Dignitas could easily initiate off this. Link, sleep into a Centaur Stomp. Basically, Mage support is just dead. Obviously, they're going to be going up top here, still a little bit more damage on the Bear. Bear gets forced recall back, and that Bear is soon to be resummoned as we have Infinity being kind of doing a very good job harassing it every time he gets a chance to.
Yeah, well, mid lane Korok getting very aggressive here under the tower. Hasn't gone for the second point in Shadow Strike, I guess deciding that Darkseer's going to play far enough back that he's not going to get a chance to use it enough, and with 3 points in Scream at level 5. He does have a lot more killing power, but Darkseer, has he got a bottle yet? Yeah, he's got his bottle up. He's looking for a 2-minute rune. It's not going to spawn anywhere. There's an Invis Bane at top lane. Bane actually reveals himself. I'm not sure if that was... Oh, he wanted to pull the... Yeah, he wanted to cancel this pull coming out from Naga Siren. So Naga Siren's pull gets disrupted.
Repull?
Yeah, repull.
So, very nicely done. I really like the way that Korok's playing on the mid lane. He's basically sitting on Darkseer's hill whenever he gets a chance to, and just really forcing Darkseer to not get as much CS.
This is interesting Queen of Pain build. Not your standard Queen of Pain build.
I mean, I guess he's respecting the killing potential coming out of this particular, I guess, full set of heroes. Ensnare, we talked about the easy way to actually kill a Queen of Pain with things like Glimpse forcing her back and then silencing even on top with the Disruptor ultimate, but generally you don't see this kind of investment early. Generally you get a Bracer when you're doing a little bit poorly. I feel like she's kind of limiting her ability to snowball. I really much like No Talisman.
Yeah, that's it. It makes more commonly you just see the No Talisman build if you want to go for the early game stats items. But the one thing we haven't looked at is this bottom lane Mirana versus Bat. Now you talk about being Bat favored. Bat is up 16 and 10 CS to just the 8 and 5 of Mirana. So no big surprises there.
Yeah, unless Mirana finds himself a magical arrow, he's not winning up.
Alright, well. Trilin versus Trilin at top, still yet to find any kills. Korok actually taking a lot of damage from a double Iron Shell. Blom wants his bottom route. Nope, not going to spawn. Korok realizing, Korok blinks backwards. And Darkseer was really hoping for that. That would have helped him out a ton. Korok actually in trouble.
Korok's I mean, there's a Disruptor coming in. Disruptor Lightning Strike, that's going to be a kill. Bracer's not going to help you out, and the Lightning's... Well, you could blink away from it.
He's going to be okay. 31 HP. Oh, he got up to 1 HP, Korok.
The salve. The salve.
Did he actually salve that?
Yeah, he salve. In the middle of that, the range creep's going to...
Oh my god, he dies anyways.
Range creep Dota, too strong.
325 movement speed to the 300 of Queen of Pain.
Yep.
Creepy McCreep. Justin the Creep finds the kill.
I think that was Korok misplaying it in terms of how aggressive he was playing. He's just going to go on the top lane and...
He just didn't take into account the Iron Shell damage. And the thing is, you use your blink to get away. The creep will keep chasing you, and you have not got the movement speed to outrun creeps. Creeps have faster movement speed than bootless heroes.
Right. At the same time, I mean, Darkseer didn't get the kill gold and didn't get the kill experience. So it's not exactly...
He got gold. He split the gold for it, not experience though.
Right, which is... I mean, that's just like one extra creep kill or something like that. And Korok's going to go back to the base anyways, so I'm not sure how much Korok actually lost. But at the same time, you know, that what else can you ask for when you have a Darkseer quad mid matchup? If you get a kill, no matter how minuscule of a kill that was, it's still a kill.
Yeah, something Korok won't be too happy about here at this middle lane, but he's still farming pretty well. He's up to... he's actually topping the CS charts just now, but we are going to see a Tornado coming in at this top lane. Krilly going to be put under a decent amount of harass here. He's already resummoned his bear once. It's going to come off cooldown just now, and even though he's against the tri lane, he's still going straight Midas. Krilly says, I want that Midas. I feel like this is just a great item in general, because the attack speed on the Spirit Bear you really benefit from. So even against tough lanes, I still feel getting a fast Midas isn't too bad. Even if it's like a 7-minute Midas, it's still pretty decent on Lone Druid.
Well, I did say that you could go tri-lane, go against a tri-lane and get a Midas, but it won't work, and I think I will be stand corrected.
This is like one of the few exceptions, I guess.
Yeah, one of the few exceptions. Because Midas on Bear is actually fairly legit.
Yeah, it's like a casual getting just a Hyperstone for the attack speed. Midas costing a similar amount of gold and just being, well, obviously a lot better than a straight Hyperstone.
Well, Mason on the bot here, as imagined, is dominating. Although Problem is doing a very good job catching back up. You can see that Problem's just 1 CS behind. So the fact that he has not even picked up a phase boot on Mirana and still being able to maintain that kind of CSing is very impressive on Strangby. So, wow.
Yeah, he didn't go for a bottle, no bottle crawling or anything. Just catching up on CS there, doing pretty well. Top lane, we do have Infinity, of course, farming away. He's stealing damage whenever possible from the Spirit Bear. Lasting pretty well. Midas now up on Krilly, so going to instantly... Midas the Chen creep.
Nice.
That hurts.
Uh-oh. Alright, take back what I said about not working on a safe trialing, because he's got it in 7 minutes, which is not exactly insanely good time, but it's good enough. It's good enough. So Krilly... You know, pretty impressive. He's out of region at this point, but so far we haven't seen any dive coming in on the tri-lane just yet. They're doing a very good job, again, harassing the bear, but that means you're not harassing the hero.
Is Korok going for this kill? No, he's not going to keep on chasing Blom here at the mid lane. Blom did get the second point in Surge, something which most Darkseers do nowadays in any sort of... Unless they're completely ahead and know there's no real danger for them, they will get 2 points in the early Surge, which is going to help them out there against the aggression from the Queen of Pain. And Dignitas, they wanted to sort of do well in the laning stage and dominate the lane stage, but they're just not finding kills or really achieving a whole lot, it feels like.
Yeah, this offensive trialing Chen is only level 4. We're 7 minutes in. AI would be level 8 by now, but in a free farm situation, obviously. And the Bear's going to get picked out, so that's 300 go down the drain. Nicely done here.
Yep.
Vinny finds himself a ton more farm.
He may just
looks like
dive
he's going to make a dive here. Krilli's going to go to the trees, but I'm not sure how much that saved him because Infinity got phase boots, and Krilli is walking with basics. Or actually, he doesn't even have anything.
They
He's
don't have
buying a lot
detection,
of
though.
gold. Mirana, Moonlight Shadow comes in, and
Radiant's
well,
middle tower is under attack.
block him in.
That's awkward. Sentry gets dropped.
Alright, they spot him out now. They are going to get the kill eventually. And there's this TP's coming in. It's the Darkseid from mid lane. Can he actually turn the front? Infinity going to pop the Eye of the Storm ultimate now. And Blanc going to vacuum him back in. Look to chase him down. The Iron Shield damages there. Mirana's even keeping in. 4FC bringing the entire team top. They're going to get kills off of this Bane as well as the Razor, but it's still pretty expensive to commit 5 heroes to this rotation. Korok shows up a bit late. He's not going to find any kills, but that's a good rotation from 4FC, but a very expensive one.
It's an expensive one. At the same time, the support's got some decent amount of experience, which is, you know, I guess worth it at the end of the day. Mirana's also got herself a Bracer, so I guess it's Bracer Dota all over the place here. As Korok dropping pretty low. If there's an arrow that could hit, arrow is not going to hit. I'm really surprised that Strandby attacked physically first and then arrow.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not sure whether a level 2 arrow would have got the kill like that.
TPC at top lane, flirting with death here, as one more entangle could be problematic from all this damage just being stolen. You Nightmare, you Static Link, you suddenly have plus 100 damage as Razor. But something weird that happened, Korok actually had the Bassi ring from Infinity. I don't know how Infinity's Basilisk ring ended up on Korok during that fight, but it somehow did.
In the top? I
Yeah.
thought Korok wasn't even in the fight.
Well, he wasn't. Korok came back mid, and then suddenly he has a Bassi ring on him, which was Razor's. And I'm like, wait, what just happened?
I mean, obviously there's no bug in this game except Weaver and Broodmother, so...
The Bassi went back top, it just got returned on the courier, so I'm not sure if Infinity dropped it, or maybe just Korok accidentally took it off the courier earlier, but something weird happened with that Bassi ring.
New patch update, Bassi ring is not consumed anymore.
Oh, Korok's actually going to show up at bottom lane. They need a Sonic Wave here. They've lost Batrider already. Queen of Pain, nice little glimpse there, is going to send her back, but they've already lost one, and Queen of Pain Korok is still hunting for more. Blink to the low ground, it's going to be risky. Is he actually going to go for this? He is. He's going to take a lot of damage from the Iron Shell here. Needs to be careful. Oh, vacuum to the high ground, going to actually miss.
Is in miss now, so it's fine. Arrow's going to come through here. That's not going to hit Korok. I was very, very close. I don't think they have vision of that coming in. So, no harm, no foul on the mid lane. I have to say, though, this Mirana has been playing very, very exceptionally well, because 1v1 up against the Batrider was able to TP away up top, and if you look at the Batrider, because Bat's gone for a Tranquil Boots, doesn't even have Blink Dagger just yet, so Mirana doing a very good job kind of controlling how the lane and how the game is going, and look towards Strangby to continue making this good play.
Yeah, not much separating the two teams right now, so even though I feel Dignitas didn't get as much out of these lanes as they wanted, they're actually still a tiny bit ahead as far as the gold goes, but nothing really giving them much of a lead. Korok on the Queen of Pain needs to just keep making some big plays, and, well, it's not going to be a drum, it's going to just be a casual bracer, it looks like. He may look to blink on the high ground here and kill off Boomski. Boomski, level 3 Disruptor against a level 8, now level 9 Queen of Pain with Sonic Wave. That's an insta-kill whenever Korok wants it, and it looks like Korok may sniff things out here at the middle lane, has a level 2 blink. Is he going to go for this here? May just go for the Darkseid, actually. Chipping away at the Darkseid pretty heavily here. Darkseid needs to be careful. Darkseid's a mech, actually, so...
Ooh. But here comes the mid lane.
10-11 minute mech on Darkseid. This is going to help out 4FC a ton.
Yeah, this war actually scouted out the Mirana and Naga. Now they're going to all rotate, and let's see how much they can do. They gotta just run. They really can't fight this.
Yeah.
The snare goes off here. One new comes off as well. Arrow nicely micro by 1437. Ultimate gets popped here by Mirana. And that should be the end of it. Even Central gets dropped. No leap available on Strangby. Trying to leap on the high ground. He does have leap, excuse me. But I think he's going to go down as a result. Gotta toggle those treads to strength. Not sure
There's
why.
no blink screen mana.
Meg comes up here from Darkseid. Where's the Surge? He doesn't have mana for the Surge. Another Flame Break's going to get the kill.
Well, just barely Dignitas get that. They had to chase pretty hard for that. Would it have saved him?
After the mech, I think so.
Okay.
Well, maybe not.
Well, you want to go non-string threads when he uses the mech, and as soon as he's popped it, you go back to string threads. Well, meanwhile, top lane, while all this is going on, Krilli has found himself some space to push down the tier 1 tower. And this tier 1 tower, not going to be defended. Krilli pops his Midas, tier 1 tower gets glyphed, and if Krilli gets this, he's suddenly up to like a good 1600 gold, and last hit it he does, so Krilli, Lone Druid getting pretty damn farmed here.
I mean, this is a fairly interesting draft out of 1437. I mean, we talked about how Brazer's really good against Bear, how he's really good against the possibility of a using to disrupt the combo of an ensnare arrow. At the same time, what does this lineup actually do in the mid game? We're gonna see a gank up top here, and probably gonna get himself a lone druid if they even see him.
Yeah.
They have a ward, but they're not gonna go for it.
Well, he's walking to the Chen, and now Bane's going to come around from the other side.
Oh, Centaur!
They needed one more hero here. These two supports can't kill off the lone druid on their own. They need someone else. It's going to be Razor over on the side. He almost kills off Boomski. Disruptor's under the tower, actually not going down. It's Batrider, meanwhile, at bottom lane, it looks like going down. The chase is now on. Batrider was, yeah, Batrider died at bottom to a Darkseer as well as, it looks like a 3-hero ganking squad. And
yeah, I meant Boomski TP out when it was low HP.
He glimpsed back the Razor, it looked like, right before he died. And Razor just looking for him behind the tower. He's going to realize he's not actually there. And they'll get a T1 tower out of this, but Dignitas not finding the kills I'd hoped for. And it looks like we're seeing a bit of a trade. Yeah, trade going on. 4FC going to get the bottom T1 tower.
4FC is very happy for any kind of trade because you know they're a team that's a lot stronger once you go into the late game. Again, it goes back to the 1437 draft. What does this lineup actually do? Because you're using a Razor and Queen of Pain as your 2 core carry, and they're not really good at carrying. Razor has to get insanely huge, and I guess he's actually on track or something like that. But face drums is nice, but if you get pick up 3-4 times in the mid game, that's not good. Ensnare into a Blink's gonna destroy that. Very nicely done by Korok. The cast point here for Naga Siren really hurting her.
Well, there is a blink up on Batrider. He's looking towards going on this mid lane. Can he find Krilly or Boomski? He needs to decide who to go, and he actually blinks in a bit of an awkward location there. Immediately glimpse back. The lasso gets broken, and well, Moonlight Shadow even being used to ensure their safety here. Rotations coming in. There's a Sentry Ward spotting out Darks here as well as Strangby, though. So they're not going to be able to do too much here with this Moonlight Shadow. But first, Blink Lasso gang fails for Dignitas.
And they will continue to fail. Naga's going to hit 6 very soon. Glimpse is going to be used all throughout the game. You have things like Vacuum to kind of slow things down. It looks like Infinity almost got Ensnare, and that would definitely be the death of him. But yeah, so far so good here. Drums up on Mirana, so she is kind of on parallel with the Razor that's been farming well on the top lane, now mid. So all things considered, I think 4FC is somewhat favored going in the position that they're in right now, because Krilly, aside from the harassment that he received on the top lane, and that resulted in 1 death, he's got Midas up on his bear, running for quite a while now.
Yeah, he's doing really well. I love what Bane PPD is doing at the top lane. He actually pulled the enemy neutral camps. He's going to go for a double pull here. Oh, he's the Mud Golems respawn at the exact right time here. He's going to try and get himself level 6 here, but this is just using enemy jungle camps and pulling it to his own creep waves.
That's fine. You're denying a couple of your own creeps as well, so why not?
Alright,
Queen of Pain now farming on the bot lane, going for a Black King bar.
I think, yeah, you kind of just need to have this. Sure, there's there's stuff that goes through it. You're looking at Lone Druid with his physical damage, the Naga Siren and Snare, and also maybe getting isolated during a Song of the Siren, but it still seems very necessary. Infinity, meanwhile, is going to find Blom here in the jungle. Going to get a static link on him. There's a Shadow Strike as well. No surge for 2-3 seconds. TP's coming in. Looks like this is going to be the end of any aggression. There's a vacuum wall. It's going to hit both those two heroes.
And suddenly everybody's back out, but here comes the Batrider. No more mech on Bloom, and Sonic Wave is going to seal the deal. We do have PPD coming back in. So is the Chen. They're running through all of that wall.
Chen's going to die to illusions. Maybe he dies to the Queen of Pain illusion.
Long arrow hits on PPD.
He was getting blocked by his own team a bit there, and also just the chaos, and all that chaos. He couldn't get away from those ranged illusions of both Razor and Queen of Pain. They just whittled away at him, and without mech, without Hand of God up, well, another kill goes 4FC's way. So they're finding trades here, even though it's a Darkseer for a Chen, not the best trade. That was so much being committed just to kill off that Darkseer at mid lane. Meanwhile, you've got Krilly still farming away at top. He's getting close to a Radiance. You've got Naga Siren who finds some space at bottom lane, has that level 6 Song of the Siren. So, gotta say, yeah, like you said, 4FC in a better off position here. It's 1,000 gold lead, so slight reflection of that. They're actually behind in experience, but it does feel they're just in a much better mid-game position with their lineup.
Yeah, I wonder exactly what Krilly's going to be farming for. He's got 3,500 gold, so it makes me think it's going to be a relic. Once he has a Radiance, suddenly Razor, Queen of Pain, these are already fairly squishy semi-carries. They're going to be in huge trouble dealing with the bear. They have not enough, they don't nearly have enough damage output to bring up the bear. Enfeeble as a quote-unquote counter to the bear is not going to be that useful either.
It's also a really good way of punishing the Razor who's trying to just static link the Spirit Bear. If he's taking the Radiance burn damage, that's going to, like you say, it's a squishy semi-carry. He's going to just get chipped away, and that's going to make him a lot easier to kill in this team fight.
Tower is under attack.
1437 trying to lead his team into a push, but if you look at the towers on the map, it's going to be 4FC that in fact is leading in terms of the tower. So to me, 4FC in all accounts is leading. Experience, they're down behind 1,000 gold. But I feel like this game is very much so in their hand right now because they have better team fight. They have better pushing power, which they're going to exert on the mid lane by getting yet another tower.
And this is going to get him up to that radiance so fast. He's already got the relic.
Well, thank you for the free Chen
Radiant's
creep.
middle tower has fallen.
Minus that one. One thing that I have to say that is Lone Druid is actually okay, pretty decent against Nightmare. We see many times the Nightmare either go on the bear, which, by the way, Nightmare only do HP loss, so it doesn't actually cancel return because only damage cancel return. So you could actually return your bear to yourself when he's in Nightmare. Or if Krilly gets Nightmare, you can use the bear to take off the Nightmare, run away, and then return the bear. So it's, you know, pretty nice stuff.
Brock going to find himself a regen where he also gets glimpsed back to immediately. I think Disruptor was just a little scared for his own life there. And you talk about Stringman and Mirana. He was in the off lane here. Sure had a 1v1 matchup, but he was still a tough lane. He's got treads, drums, wand, 700 gold. He's like sitting in a really good position as far as where you could be at 18 minutes in as Mirana.
Top lane though, this is what they need. Krilly's going to get ganked right from the top. If Moonlight Shadow gets dropped off, I imagine Dr. Radiant's going to be
Have they not got detection?
Okay, I spoke too soon.
They don't have detection.
Well then.
This is where you pull up the chat wall and just say, that just happened.
Can we just say that all chat?
There's no all chat will, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Dignitas not going to be... They committed so much to that gank. 3 heroes rotating top as well.
That was a smoke gank without detection. Come on. Against Strangby, who's been using that Moonlight Shadow like it's clockwork.
Yeah. It's such a good cost-effective ultimate now that it only costs 75 mana, and we're going to see a reverse smoke gank coming the way of Korok at bottom lane. He needs to get out and get out soon. It looks like he's just playing in typical Korok fashion, looking to be as aggressive as possible.
Oh, the Curse coming with a BKB. If they waited out a little bit.
It may miss them, depending on where it flies over the tree lines here. Korok, he's going to blink directly into the waiting arm.
So dead. The courier's flying in as well. Gets micro backwards. Good job. Korok's dead.
Well, it automatically gets micro backwards when he dies as well, but looks like it was saved and preserved. Meanwhile, Dignitas are going to be looking to just chip away at this tier 2 tower. I don't see them getting this. I don't think 4SC should let them get it, considering there's no Queen of Pain up. And the start of the TPs are coming to the tier 3 towers, and already Dignitas, they know something's up. They do not want to hang around any longer.
20-minute Midas Radiance from your bear, and he hasn't skipped the central boots on both his on his bear as well, so... Yep, Team Dignitas is now officially in big trouble.
And that's against an offensive tri lane.
Well, an offensive tri lane that forced no kills, aside from that one dive at the top, which, you know, was kind of questionable whether they even won that fight. But now suddenly you're looking for a mech up on Darkseid, 10 minutes in the game now. 20 minutes in the game, he's got a hood working towards a pipe. He's only like 700-800 go away from that. Strangby's doing okay as a utility Mirana row. Of course, all of his damage coming in from your Lone Druid. And now they're walking into Roshan because they have the mech. They have Darkseid. They're not too afraid. Darkseid, for me, getting a little bit too low for mana. Yeah, he's going to use Arcane Boost to bring himself back up.
Well, and they de-ward around this bottom river as well. Send out Naga, Siren Illusion to scan. It looks like the Dignitas are drawing lines on the map. They know what's going on here. They're going to try and smoke and take this, but Darkseid is in a really good position. He's going to dispel their smoke early and also probably not get scattered out here with his positioning.
Well, he's got to be very careful. If he's forced to pop the mech just for himself, that's not exactly not what you want to do. Look at this huge wraparound for smoking, but by the time they get there, Roshan's going to be close to dead.
Yeah. Well, they may get there just in time. Korok's going to walk right into the Darkseid. Scream is there. Can they actually kill Darkseid? Darkseid surge out, Song. Finish off Roshan, grab Aegis, and now they can even take this fight. They're going to see a Disruptor ultimate silence absolutely everyone. They're caught in the Thunderdome. They're getting blown to pieces. Sonic Wave will go off. Korok has a BKB. Can they turn this fight around? They've already lost Pain. They're losing Chen as well. They haven't got a mech on the Radiant side, and with Batrider down as well. Krilly is just going to town with his Midas, Radiance, Infinity, the only one left standing, and he gets brought down by Mirana with a great arrow. What a fight for 4FC.
That's almost GG. In fact, I think that's GG right there.
That is just so sweet.
I mean, now we're going to see 4FC rotate down the mid lane. They're going to take another tower on top of that. By the way, Korok had BKB. That was his 10-second BKB. Krilly says, alright, Enfeeble Bash. No problem. Enfeeble mid-snares you. You expect something like that to happen when you have such a farm Darkseid. The Thunderdome and the Thunder... Well, whatever Thunder. There's a lot of lightning in that team fight.
Thunderdome is like the combined efforts of his ultimate and the kinetic field, I believe.
And there was a Razor involved in that team fight.
The Static Storm plus kinetic field is the Thunderdome.
The fact that they cannot kill Krilly in good time, and now they won't be able to kill him because he's got Aegis, that is just too much trouble for them to deal with.
I don't know where you go from here. There's just not really good ways to take these fights, and they had to just straight up kill the Dark. They ran into the Dark. I guess they didn't know 4FC or Roshan, but they needed to just grip him, I think. If they immediately grip that Darkseer, maybe that fight goes better, but the Song of the Siren then comes into play, so there's really no way for Dignitas to make that fight work, and they couldn't contest Roshan. I think they just felt like they were obliged to, but end of the day is that that fight was never going to go in their favor.
I think it's somewhat unfair to, look at the mid-game and say, why is 4FC so much better? Goes back to draft, it has 1437 got out-drafted. I think the draft itself, and it's fine, but they needed to do a lot more in the laning stage, because we look back to Naga and more specifically Disruptor, this hero doesn't offer much in the laning stage, but they were able to get away with it. The Razor, the Bane, and the Chen up top wasn't able to do enough. In fact, I mean, we got a 7-minute minus on the Baron. Like, that's the definition of not doing enough. So I think Dignitas really got themselves so far behind during the laning stage, and now they're feeling the great after effects of that. And it's huge ripples right now, because it's the Bear mauling you down with the Radiance.
It's where I feel maybe the Chen pick was where they went wrong. Like, you see, they picked it after the Naga Siren and the Disruptor, and at that point they should have been thinking, hey, we need to maybe punish these lanes. Let's get something with a bit more early game firepower that can actually offensive prowling.
I mean, I don't think Chen is bad per se. It actually works quite well with Bane, because you Nightmare into a Furball Collab, for example. That's a great initiation, but they never actually used that combo. So I'm not sure exactly what they were more happy kind of contesting the pulls and making sure that the enemy doesn't get much farm, but I'm not sure whether that's the right way to play it. I'm sure 1437 has its own reasons. Having talking to him in TI2 and TI3, like, he is a very, very intelligent fellow, like, knows a lot about the game, but I guess it just hasn't come to fruition, at least in this particular draft.
Well, 4FC are not wasting any time. 24 minutes in, they've only got a 12-6 kill lead, but they've got a massive advantage. Mech and Pipe is up. They're going high ground. They force out the Glyph here. They've still got Aegis on Krilly as well. And Snare under the tower. This is going to cause the Spirit Bear a bit of problems. May actually be lost here. So it looks like they will kill the Spirit Bear. Yes, they do.
Eric on Korra. He's going to be forced back. Vacuum on top. All these, like, decent harassment spells. Bear gets resummoned, and if 4FC wants to play safely, they'll just back off. There's no reason to fight another team fight when you only have one Bear, so they do. The Aegis is still up for a good amount of time, so they can make that push again.
Yeah, and there's also just farm to be got on the map, so it's just not the most efficient choice there. Because even if they maybe don't lose the fight, but just sort of end up not succeeding in pushing, they miss out all this gold in top lane and middle lane, and they're going to go back and farm things up a bit more, as we do see Mirana building towards a Manta style, almost a completed Manta style as an off-lane Mirana. So all in all, the item progression for 4FC just so much more impressive. Naga Siren's getting close to a Heaven's Halberd even. It's just really scary. Like you say, this is almost looking like GG for Dignitas after that team wipe at the Roshan pit.
Yeah, 4FC's up by 4 towers, and that really allows heroes like Naga to pick up the grid utility items like Heaven's Halberd. It really allows Mirana, who played well but hasn't had the best farm, to pick up things like Manta Style. I really like Manta Style as an item choice. Not particularly because you need the debuff or anything like that, but since you're sieging base right now, might as well get 2 more illusions on top of that and add a little bit more chip damage.
Alright, well, round 2, defense coming in now. Chen still no Hand of God as well, is going to actually make this a lot harder for Dignitas to defend without, because Pipe gets popped, they go high ground, there's no blitz as well. The Spirit Bear should be able to take out this tier 3 tower without any problem. Enfeeble lowering its damage a bit, but even so, the Demolish just completely wrecking that tower.
It's only a level 2 in people, minus 60 damage, only cancels out the Radiance. Doesn't do anything for the Hyperstone in terms of increasing the attack speed, though. They're going to just wait for things out. I think they can even wait for the Pipe to come back off cooldown in 30 seconds. I think that will be how most Chinese teams make that push.
They're not going to have the Aegis very soon, but I don't think they care about wasting the Aegis. I'm pretty sure they can actually get these Raxus even without the Aegis on Krilly.
Oh, the Bear's going to get run down once again. They're going to bring him back vacuum. The arrow's going to hit on Mason. The wall on top right now. Mason gets back, but can he make it out there alive? No, I don't think he can. The Bear just falls him down middle court on the backline. Casts one spell. Casts an ultimate very soon. Nice ultimate. That's going to be on 2 heroes, but Krilly just doesn't care. Resummons the Bear. Right-clicks more. 1437 is going to get brought down as well, and that's got PDD. Also going to get hit.
Yeah, Korok just blinking the hell out of there. They're going to sack these Raxus now, or not so much as willingly, but they're going to be forced to just let these Raxus go. And you can rotate mid. You've still got Spirit Bear. GG is going to be called by 1437. There is no way back for Team Dignitas here in game number 1. We talked about them. You've got to finish top 2 in the group stage, and beating a team like 4FC is going to be essential for that. And right now, 4FC is putting up a good argument that they might finish top 2 in this group stage.
Yeah, I mean, they have to go through a lot of top dogs, Dignitas, for example, and of course Empire, but they're positioning themselves okay. When you steal games from teams that you're not supposed to beat, in theory, like you're absolutely on track.
Unfortunately, they tied the series with DTS 2010. This is where if they actually won that series, they'd be thinking, man, we can actually do this. We can get top two.
Are they out of question of 2-0 Dignitas right here?
No. Absolutely not. I feel that 4FC is a team who, looking at this group, it's almost one of those groups where 4FC can beat almost anyone in this group. EG, Empire. I can see them taking at least one game off all those teams.
You pick one game off from Team Dignitas, and you pray the EG throw is in working when you play against them, and suddenly you're top 2.
All right. Well, we'll see if 4FC can finish that 2-0 defeat over Dignitas that they'd love to get. Dignitas need to bounce things back here. We're going to take a quick break, guys. When we come back, Game 2 of 4FC versus Dignitas will be live.